Hey guys, Guardian Draco here with a video on why maximum breaking a weapon for only raid is generally a bad idea. Now, I believe for most people this is obvious, but I had a chance to test it myself. So what I ended up doing is a test run on the Scarecrow with the team, and then another run without the team, and then a test run on a raid boss with the full team. Then I went to maximum break the weapon, but I could only get it to level 79. But trust me, that extra level didn't make much of a difference later on. Then after that, I went back and repeated the test runs with a maximum broken weapon this time. And yes, the scores did increase, but was the juice worth the squeeze? Let's talk about the numbers. Okay, so for the Scarecrow without the teammates, before max limit breaking it was 2.4 million, and after max limit breaking it was 3 million, which means an increase of around 25%. This is huge and I really like this one. However, when you bring in the teammates, right? So for the Scarecrow with the teammates, the damage was 16.3 million before and 17 million after, which is a tiny increase of just 4%. This I really don't like. But let's move on to the raid boss. For the raid boss it was 6.3 million damage before and 7 million damage after, which is an increase of around 11%. Now what you'll notice is that these numbers are kind of all over the place and almost seem like they don't make any sense. But if you understand what's going on, it actually makes a lot of sense. For example, when you're doing the solo Scarecrow, there's nothing stopping you at all, and it is only the character who just had their weapon max limit broken, and so you're going to get the highest percentage change. But then when you add in the teammates to the Scarecrow, then you gotta divide that percentage change, so 25%, by 4, because it's no longer just you, it's now you and your 3 other teammates. And so 25 divided by 4 gives you a little over 6%. Now obviously this gave me 4%. Instead of 6%. That could be because I didn't average my scores, so maybe a couple crits got in and kind of messed it up a little. But anyways, for the raid boss, this is 11% even though you have your 3 other teammates. So what's going on? Well, what happens here that doesn't happen in Scarecrow, especially with the boss I was fighting, is that the boss starts doing attacks and starts throwing things on the ground that do damage, and so the AI for your other units tries to dodge them instead of attacking. And so basically your main unit that you're leading accounts for more damage than normally, or at least than what would happen in Scarecrow where there's nothing messing over the AI. And so you end up getting a higher percentage increase in the actual raid boss fight. So in the end, was this worth it for raid alone? Definitely not. I only recommend this for characters you plan to use in more than just raid. For example, raid and Coliseum, or raid and arena, or maybe raid, Coliseum, arena, Camazon, Horizon Tower, and that's what I'm planning on doing with Lilith. I personally think she's a good hero, and so I'm going to be using her for raid, for arena, and because my Coliseum team is a bit of a mess, I'm throwing her into Coliseum as well. So the main reason why I recommend doing it this way instead of just doing it for raid is because the damage it gives you for raid is just not enough. It requires enough resources to get a full team of uniques to 5 stars. And what happens is the 30% damage gained from countering a raid boss is going to be more than what you get from maximum breaking the weapon of one of your raid team leaders. So for example, if you don't have a raid team to counter the light boss, I recommend you make a raid team to counter that light boss, because the damage that you're going to get from having a team that counters that boss is going to be much greater than the damage that you get from maximum breaking a hero's weapon. So if it's only for raid, I highly recommend against it. But if you're going to use that character for a lot more things than just raid, then go for it. Also guys, one last thing before ending off the video. I think maximum breaking a character works pretty similar to maximum breaking their weapons when it comes to raids. And so as you can see, maximum breaking the weapons is only going to give you like an extra 10% damage for the raid. So it's probably not worth it. Henceforth, I think maximum breaking the characters themselves is also not going to be worth it if you're only using them for raid. But it will be worth it if you're using them for more than just raid. So guys, that's it for the video. Good luck maximum breaking characters and their weapons, and have a good day guys.